What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. My name's Sean. How are we doing tonight, everybody? And welcome to episode number 9 of the Tarsis Tavern. If you've never been in the Tarsis Tavern before, this is used to be a weekly Anthem podcast and talk show. So this is the kind of the style that we're going to do the beginning part of the show here. And then we'll move the second half will be like the regular gaming streams that we do. So probably for the first couple hours we'll do this like just chatting, right? So if you've never been here before, this is gonna be like almost like a just chatting session about Anthem, and then we will move on to the second half will be just a regular gaming stream. So again, thank you everybody for joining me here. Raw, what's going on? How are you? Warden 7 Legos yesterday. It was a good day for my storm, mostly in the Heart of Rage. Nice. Yeah, my last stream yesterday, I ended up with 7 as well too. I went a little bit longer than usual on a 6-hour stream, but I ended up with 7 yesterday. I was super happy about that. So Zakir, Skizzy, a lot of great, fantastic names in here. How are y'all doing tonight? So I want to run this kind of just like an open discussion. You know, that's kind of how I want to do this. Usually I would have some topics already set, but I don't want to do that tonight. I want this to be about you guys. I want this to be about the community of this game, and I want to have a real open, you know, kind of chat and discussion about the state of this game, about the future of this game, and where we think it's going, or where we would like to see it go. All right, so that's what I'd like to do. Please make sure to add me in the chat if you want to ask a question, or if you have a topic or something that you want us to discuss. Let's do you know, back and forth discussion here. Very kind of, I know things might get heated a little bit because obviously the topic of this game is very heated at times, but I would like to keep it as a mature discussion, something that we can both be positive and negative about, right? Because we can bring issues to the table. That's not a bad thing, right? We can talk about the issues and the bad things, and that's kind of what I wanted to do, right? We're halfway through the middle of May almost. I mean, what are we here? We're on May the 12th, right? So we're coming into the second full week of May. And we have had no communication about if we're going to be getting any content in May at all. So that's kind of where I would like to start, is taking a look at where we are at currently with the game. So this is the roadmap here. Year 1, step into the world of Anthem. Act 1, echoes of reality. Okay? Recurring updates, which are happening. We have to admit that these things are happening, right? These things are definitely happening. Are under people's name, letting you know when they can use their ultimate again. I thought it was a cool idea. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that'd be a nice little addition. I agree. So fixes and improvements, weekly coin alliance, daily, weekly, monthly challenges, and the store refresh. So all these things are happening, right? We can all admit that these things are happening. The game from where it was in terms of VIP and open demo to where it is now is totally different, right? I don't think we can deny that. We don't think we can deny the fact that the game is in a much different state than it was from those early stages. It's just it's I think it's right now it's getting over a hump. We need to definitely get over a hump here. It has been deathly silent. The communication needs to be a bit more. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that, Warden, because I think personally, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you that the communication has been silent. We're going to go through a few of Jesse Anderson's tweets, and we're going to read more about that, and actually something that I greatly disagree with at this point. I think we need more communication. We need better communication for this game overall, and I think it is not in the best interest of Bioware and EA, and I will explain my stance on this a little bit later, to not be communicating with the community of this game. So this brings us to May 2019. The Cataclysm starts. So this is where we're supposed to be this month, May 2019. Cataclysm, Vortex, new items are supposed to be this month, and then more coming soon, Act 2 and Act 3. Whoever knows when those are going to come, but free play events, new missions, rewards, and then the Cataclysm. What we were supposed to get compared to what we could have gotten is a drastic difference. Is kind of crazy. It is, yes. Rowan. The game is dying. The loot has not been addressed. The battle play has been delayed. The list goes on. I agree. I don't think the game is dying at all. I wouldn't agree with that at all. And for somebody that has not put a single minute into the game, I think that's a pretty big statement to be making. To be honest with you, is the interest down? Yes, for sure. The interest is down, and this is what we need to do in the month of May, I think, to get the interest back up into the game. Sims 4 had months between new content, but their community managers kept the hype up. Shoutouts to people in the community and streamers, they give hope. Right, and this is a lot of my problem too as well, Warden, and you bring up a very, very good point, is that I don't feel like they're utilizing any sort of hype. They're not utilizing the current team of streamers that are streaming this game, right? Because like there's some very, very good streamers who've been playing this game extremely consistently, right? Like myself, Zerilia, Flexi, Cherry Blossom. There's a fantastic team of streamers that they could be leaning on and using to try and get this game back on track. You feel the streamer won't have to play the game in order to be a part of the community or even put in their type of opinion? Yeah, I mean, I think you have to play the game. For sure. I think you definitely have to play the game. To be able to like, at least have like an idea of, the lack of content. Yeah, I think so. I think that's not a bad thing to ask of somebody. So, May, the Cataclysm is supposed to start. So I think that we will hopefully see the Cataclysms in May. I hope so. There's been a rumor that they are going to wait until June to bring this into the EA Play and E3 shows, and I think June would be way too much. And also too, halfway through the month of May, if they were going to do that in June, they would have to change this whole roadmap again, right? So I don't think the speculation that they are going to wait until June to bring the Cataclysms is correct, right? Because they would have to update this by now, or it is going to be a very, very last minute change, and that is going to suck. The fact that the last patch focused solely on fixing things from the patch before is an issue in my book, like nothing else was addressed. Yep. Josh, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you, Josh, that this last patch was extremely disappointing, that they didn't bring anything forward, that they just continued to try and fix things from the last patch, and that nothing moved forward was very, very disappointing as well too. So Josh, that is a completely valid point. Absolutely. So we all know that the roadmap has been delayed, right? So roadmap delayed, looking to fix major issues instead. So the focus has been, in order to fix bug fixes, stability, game flow, features such as guild support, leaderboards, and mastery system for gear are now on the back burner. They are on the back burner, which it was tough, right? It was tough for sure. It was majorly tough to hear this. So I really hope that we can see the content that was supposed to be released in April in May. I really hope that we can get there with this. I ain't gonna lie though, the cosmic wrap and the interesting paint there was a pleasant surprise. Just got enough of them, yes. And let's talk about that. I mean, that is actually something to bring up that I think is a major positive point. is the last store reset. I absolutely love the last store reset. And if you see this this interceptor here, looking sexy in the iridescent paint, this was a definite win for them. I think getting this stuff into the store, and it really gave me hope that the store is going to be interesting, and you know, really a lot of fun moving forward for sure. So the iridescent paint and the cosmic wrap, I wasn't so much into, really. I wasn't really into that too much. Store, the real Anthem in game. The store this week was dope. Yeah, the store this week was very good. Very good. Bring the chest back too. I love those chests. I got so much from the store the other day. I loved it all. Yeah. So I think that's a problem for me too, is that they took away the Elysian chests. Right? So we're not giving new content. We're not putting new content in, but we're removing content. And I think that's a big problem. Big problem that they're removing content. So where I got this idea that they might be holding off until June for the big update is from Mr. Scotty Mac, who brought me to this video here by Craze Gaming, who basically, and this is all just speculation, don't take this as fact or anything like that, it's all speculated. He speculates that the Bioware team is holding a big update, and specifically Cataclysms, for EA Play and E3 next month. So if you watch through this video, he thinks that they are going to continue to drip content through the month of May, and then do the big update and show everything off at EA Play and E3. I personally would have a big problem with this, right? Because A, you would have to yet again change this, right? So this changes from May until June. And again, like I said, we're halfway through the month of May. So this would be an extremely last minute change that I think a lot of people would be very upset with, and would not be a good look on BioWare to do this. I do not think this is a good look if they change this once again in the middle of May, saying that Cataclysms are coming in June. I just don't think it would be good. But in this video, Craze is speculating that is going to be the case. So I hope it's not. I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are on that. Like, would you guys be happy if they moved Cataclysms till June? Is that something that you would be okay with, to make sure that they get them right? What's everybody's thoughts out there on this? I think they're going to be more focused on Dragon Age 4 myself, not Anthem. I definitely think Dragon Age 4 is going to be a priority for them, because that's obviously an IP that they care a lot about, and Dragon Age 4 will be a big game. But I also think the success of Anthem and bringing Anthem back also ties into a lot of Dragon Age 4's success, right? Because if they don't fix Anthem and get Anthem in a good place, where is everybody's trust going to be when they come to pre-ordering or buying Dragon Age 4? Right? There's going to be very little trust in terms of buying Dragon Age 4 if they were not to get Anthem in a good place. You'll be okay with it, get it right? Okay, so the only, and I mentioned this in yesterday's stream too, the only situation that I would be okay with if they move Cataclysms to June is if they gave us every single thing that was supposed to come in April, and then said Cataclysms in June. So we're talking guilds, we're talking mastery system, we're talking maybe like another stronghold, we're talking free play missions. Everything that we were supposed to get in April comes, and then they say Cataclysms in June. That's the only situation that I would be okay with. It will kill the little bits of hope that the players have of the drip content, and to tie into it again, it means for a second time that they lied to us about their own retracted release schedule. Yes, this is why I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, is that it would be an extremely bad look that if halfway through the month of May they say Cataclysm's coming in June, because of what Rod just said. Exactly what Rod just said. It would be such a bad look in terms of redacting their schedule again to push stuff until June. I don't think it's a good look at all. The other thing that I have a bit of a problem with at this point, the reason why we didn't get this in April, it was just timelines of getting it done. Is this known issues list? This known issues list is extremely small, in my opinion. They are updating it and scratching off stuff as they go along, but I think there is many more known issues to be worked on in this game than what is on this list, for sure. Good evening, everybody. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining us for episode number 9 of the Tarsis Tavern. Dead Sea, Tally, Warden. Thanks everybody for joining us. Appreciate it. We are currently discussing the known issues list for Anthem, which I think is extremely small. Extremely small. And then, as Josh said here, previous issues with update 1.1.0, right? So we have issues with the 1.1 update that need to get fixed too, right? So every single patch that comes out, we're having new stuff come up, and it just adds to the laundry list of things that they need to fix. I think the only problem is to talk about the Cataclysm in May. For me, that means a Cataclysm live stream in May. I don't think, Tally, if you take a look at this, I don't think that's correct. Like what is Cataclysm? Cataclysm starts. So that to me means that it starts, that you can play it. And then the free play, the missions, and the rewards, and all this stuff down here too, along with guilds, mastery system, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, an issue with Storm. Need to report it. Okay, they need to address the fact that the game hogs up process and forces your CPU to 100%, and that causes a ton of crashes. Okay, I have not had many crashes since I went to second PC. Cataclysm can still come this month. The data mine info shows that there could be stages to it. Yes, it does. Yeah, you mentioned that in the stream last night there, Joe. My husband's computer crashes all the time with Anthem. Yeah. I know there's definitely some PC issues still with the game, and it is a bit of a hog for sure. But technically, they can start with stage 1 in the month, change the sky or whatever. That to me would be extremely disappointing. That would be extremely disappointing, Joe. If the start of the Cataclysm this month is changing the color of the sky. I don't think we have to prepare. I think we don't have to prepare for disappointment. I think we should prepare for the best, to be honest with you. I don't see being negative helping us at all. And this discussion, I would like to keep on the more positive side. Good. So again, this video here is showing that they might be holding off until June. I think that's a problem. The known issues list, this needs to be way bigger, and then the stuff that happened in the previous. And going back to communication, Anthem will take whatever resource you give it. It really doesn't take like a setup with less than a 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah. I run 32 RAM on my main game machine. You said it was disappointed if that happened, and that seemed like, based off the data mine, though, to us disappointing to devs build up Cataclysm hype. Yeah. Well, I mean, data mine info. I've said my thoughts on data mine info before, that I don't really tend to take data mine info as gospel, right? I understand that data mine info is most of the time correct, but it can change during the development process and that kind of stuff. So I never ever take data mine info as gospel or what is actually going to happen. So this is another one of my big problems here, guys, is the lack of communication. And I think this is what is really hurting the game more than anything else. And I'm going to reference Jesse Anderson here. A quick Anthem game note from me. Information, as you saw in Chad's tweet, we aren't going to be sharing as much ahead of time until content is closer to completion. We'll get to a point where there'll be more frequent community updates, either through live streams, forum posts, or podcasts. Right now, though, I can't just go, hey, I'm going to share all this info without aligning with the larger group. I love my job in this community. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to share more information and answer your questions more easily. So this is difficult for me. This is very, very difficult for me because I think that this really shows that they are scared to say anything ahead of time because they don't exactly know where they're at. I think it also shows a lack of sensitivity to the community that is still here. And as we talked about before, a lack of sense of trying to hype things up to gain interest again. We need interest in the game again, right? And keeping things close to the chest. I understand that because they're going to get roasted no matter what they say at this point. So I think they just need to embrace that. I think they need to embrace the fact that, yeah, hey, you know what? Most of the stuff that we're going to say about this game, we're going to get roasted on. So why don't we just try and give information to our core player base and the people that actually care and generate some hype for the people that have left that we might be able to get back. So not communicating openly, I think, is hurting the game just as much as it being in the state it's in and the lack of content. I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are on that, but I would like to see our community managers be able to openly talk about stuff and be able to give the core base of this game a little bit more than what it's been given. I like the fact that they said that they are fully committed to the game. I think that's fantastic. It's nice to see that EA is committed to the game too. But yeah, overall, I think communication just it needs to be way better, way better. They went tight-lipped so they don't get even more hate and bad press. But it seems to be them ghosting the community like they did is just going to give them even more bad press. Yes. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So why don't you just go full YOLO and say, hey, we they say they love this community, so give the community something like little crumbs to like at least be excited about. We're going to hang in there with this game. We love it, but give us a little something to work with. Exactly. What games have you seen embrace that well? What do you mean, Rook? What do you mean, sir, by that statement? I don't understand. I think there's lots of games that embrace communication. Like look at the Division 2. The Division 2 delayed some content and they made a PTR and they made it well known to their community like, hey, we're gonna have to delay this. I was just like, hey, we don't know when this is coming out, but this is just what we are working on. Here is proof we are trying. Yes, thank you. Raw, that would be perfect. That'd be perfect. So right now they're in recovery mode. What games have managed that PR well in the past? I think Diablo did. I think Diablo did. I think the Division did. In time, after a certain amount of time, the Division did. I do know that part of the reason things went dark for a while was because internally they did not have an agreed position. Not sure if that's still the case. In itself is a cause for concern, but we all can do that as a community as we wait it out. Yes. I can't think of any others than those two. Right. So it can be done. I think it can be done for sure. Yeah, I think it was a problem with the agreed position on what we should share and what we shouldn't share, right? And I think again this just proves that they don't have a timeline on when things can actually release. So that's the scary part for me looking at this. When it says Cataclysm starts in May, everybody's going to expect the Cataclysm in May, and if they go last minute, oh, it's going to happen in June. That's not going to be a good look, and they need to communicate that sooner than later. Right, so if they're going to delay Cataclysms till June, they need to say it sooner than later, or they're going to get roasted for sure, without a doubt. Also, it was a quiet time for the EA earnings announcement, so SEC was a worry. Ah, okay. I see. I'm with you on that. Okay. If they do that and push it to June, a lot of the faithful are going to leave or be damned near to leaving. Yes, I agree, Raw, and this is why I have a problem that if they're going to do this, they haven't said anything yet. They haven't said anything yet. If this is the plan, it's too late to not have a timeline. The only thing I can think of is they went back to the drawing board again. I don't think so, Brooke. I don't think they went to the drawing board. I think they're trying to push it the things that they said they were going to do, and get them done. I don't think they're going back to the drawing board again. The only thing I can see going back to the drawing board would be loot. Because again, the game has a great core, it has a great skeleton. The problem is loot and content. Pretty much, those are the two big ones. If they can get the loot situation under control, and add new items and new loot, and then get the content under control, the game would be in a much better place, for sure. Do we know if they ever find out if they hired those people for the loot issues? I don't know if they hired anybody, but I mean, we definitely know that they were looking for somebody. That they were looking for people to fix the loot situation, for sure. I don't know if they ever hired anybody. I would assume that if they posted for those jobs and those positions, they did. They also need to announce things a little bit earlier than a few days before. Don't be silent, hype us up, right? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Josh. Is that this position here? This position here, where is it? This here is not the way to do it. This is not the way to go about it. I hate this. I hate this statement. I can't stand this. Sad to say, I honestly have no issue with the actual drop rates. I have issues with the stats on the yeah. So that's been my thing, and I talked about that a lot last stream too. Was that I think the legendary drop rate is fine. It's inscriptions. It's the inscriptions. It's the ability to not have a legendary be much better than a masterwork, right? Or have a masterwork that's better than a legendary because it rolled better numbers than the legendary. In terms of loot, it goes back to what we discussed yesterday. In my opinion, the drop rates are fine. The inscriptions on legendary drops need to be more impactful and feel worth using over masterworks. Yes, right. Legendaries don't seem to have enough of an impact on your javelin. And as I said yesterday too, Skizzy, was I think some certain inscriptions and affixes should be removed from the legendary pool entirely. I think like pickup radius, extra ammo. What's some other ones? There's a couple other ones that I think should be totally gone from the legendary pool entirely. Legendary perks should also be improved over the masterwork perks. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Tally. There's not enough differential between a masterwork and a legendary right now. What do you love pickup radius for? Yikes. What's appealing about pickup radius? Are you there, Tally? It's an interesting one. I'd love to know what's appealing about that one, because my Colossus hover is up repair from a wide area. Okay. Interesting. I like it so I don't have to go into the fray as a storm. Yeah. Maybe I don't appreciate pickup radius enough. So let's go to one of the worst places on the internet and just take a peek. I just want to take a peek. I haven't been here in almost a week, and I just want to take a little bit of a peek. Don't hate me. The best mom in Tarsis. Aww. Our crazy mom. Pick up race underrated. Hey, man, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe it is underrated. There's our crazy mom. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, too, by the way. If you're watching, this is funny. This is nice to see on the Anthem Reddit for sure. Oh, did y'all see this? This one here. So this guy spawned in the Strider and was able to walk around. Let me restart this. This was funny. Yeah, the Strider spawn. This is funny. Oh yeah. All the details and stuff. Yeah, this is crazy. And again, maybe this is something new. Maybe this was a bug that he got that is alluding to new content, a new area to launch from. Who knows? I think this would be very, very cool to have this as like an area that you can walk around in. This looks very, very cool to me. So that's nice to see. So we're doing okay. I'm sure we'll hit some flamage here soon. The mother Tarsis freelancer is always cleaning up after us. Took on a bunch of javelins and they're hopeless pilots. Zo. That's funny. Anthem is 50% off from AT&T. Save up to $50 on Anthem. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely at the point where it's going to have to be discounted a bit for people to get into it, to play it again. Somebody screaming about a lawsuit. Variety. So this was from June 2018. It's over half off, yeah. It's like $30, yeah, it's like $30, yeah. The HBO series of games. Yeah, and like none of this stuff came to fruition, which kind of sucks. Look at this. Hello. Intercept your booty. What? Hello. Alright, I like that. Anthem crashes are Ryzen related. What is this one? Ryzen related. Pattern that everyone on that thread were using Ryzen CPUs. How many people that are experiencing crashes still in the game are using a Ryzen CPU? Raise your hand. Because I'm running a Ryzen 2600X in my game PC and a Ryzen 2600 in my stream PC, and I've had no problems. Is anybody here on Ryzen that is having crashes, or are you running Intel processor? I'd be really, really interested to know. Yeah, and then this is the reply from Jesse here on somebody asking about information on the game. Losing the player base every day. Can't share anything yet. It's chat message. You know, we're close to something releases and we'll share more info. Yeah. This is so tough for me that they're going this way. I don't know. And the new thing for me is a lot of the trend now for people that are coming into my streams. I don't know if anybody noticed this last night, was that there was people coming into the stream asking, what's new with Anthem? Is there anything new? Is there anything new to do? And I found that very, very interesting too. So we went from a state of kind of like people being mad about things, like people being mad about the lack of content and like the pushback of the roadmap and that kind of stuff. And I think people are kind of like, they're peeking back in a little bit, like they're kind of like peeking their head, you know, around the corner, trying to see, you know, hey, is there anything new? Is there anything different? Right? Because we had in last night's stream at least 2 or 3 people come in and ask that very question. So I think that's going to be the new trend, right? As we go along into May and June, people are going to be asking what's going on with the game, which to me again shows an interest in the game, which makes me feel that the communication, the lack of communication, is not the way to go. Because if there's people still showing an interest, you have to give them something to be excited for and something to be hyped about. And that's really, really what we're missing with this, you know, we'll talk about it when we're ready type of communication. So is there anything else though out there that anybody else wanted to talk about tonight? This is an open forum discussion for you guys. Please bring up anything that you want to talk about, any gripes, any concerns with the game. This is what I wanted this to be today, that we can get this all out and talk about it in an open forum, open discussion. So please, in the chat, make sure to ask any questions or anything you guys want to talk about. Put it out there and we can discuss it and go through it. We can Google it if you want to. If there's anything interesting you want me to take a look at in terms of Googling stuff. And this is like a very much like a just chatting type of session. You don't even have Act 2 and Act 3. So Act 2 I could see probably like end of the year. And then Act 3 would be like 2020. You're really interested to see what Act 2 will bring us. That shit locked down. They have the latest news. It's literally just the game updates, patch updates, special stronghold rewards with Elysian chests that they just took away. They just removed. Oh geez, did we disconnect there? Did we disconnect? No? Okay. Because I just got reloaded. Disconnect from my end. Oh, this guy, that sucks. Jeez. It just reloaded my chat room. No disconnect from my end? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think the Iridescent Paint was a nice addition to the store. Obviously the content roadmap here. Let's put in a quick little Google. Whenever you put Anthem. Anthem sales fall short. EA still doesn't get why. Ooh, this one's here. Forbes. Oh, okay, so Mr. Paul Tassi. If you guys know Mr. Paul Tassi, what he had to say today? Anthem has the best designed armor in the loot shooters, but it's wasting it. So Paul Tassi is a guy that has written articles on Anthem. Since it came out. So I just say I logged in Anthem for the first time yesterday since the new Stronghold was released, which I probably played once and then wandered away from the game again. Well, yeah, good amount of time spent there. I signed up for one reason. I saw that there had been a store refresh and there was a 6 set of our Ranger armor there. Dropped a bunch of hard-earned coins on it. Then I saw there was also a great wrap and paint material too, so I bought those as well. Then I left again. Aesthetically, this is one thing that Anthem has gotten very, very right. I completely agree. While its gun designs are somewhat limited and lackluster, Anthem is much better at putting out absolutely fantastic armor sets for its 4 Javelin classes, and despite the game adding little content since launch, it has had a number of really badass armor loadouts. I completely agree. yesterday's or this week's store is fantastic. To me, this is a rare advantage Anthem has over its competition. The division is stuck in present day, so the coolest thing it can do, how you look, is make you dress up like a cop or give you a scary mask. That's true. You can't do much in the division. Destiny has had good armor sets in the past, sure, but those days are mostly behind it. Plus, it ties stats and armor, so you'll often be forced to look like a mess in order to get the loadout you want. True. Borderlands has new armor and all. Diablo and Warframe, as it offers deeper customization than either of those. Yeah, I agree. This is definitely something that I think they should be really lean on as well too, in terms of content of getting people back into the game. It's squandering this opportunity by putting all its armor in the store and literally nowhere else in the game. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people were upset that Elysian Chest didn't have armor. But again, yes, it's Anthem's monetization model. For sure, the game promised that it would not have any paid DLC, so in turn it had to make post-launch revenue in other ways, while it was also promising loot boxes. That means it has a promised store that contains every armor set, along with vinyls, decals, materials, and emotes. Yes. Yeah, so they have to leave something for you to buy, for sure. And that is a lot of the reason why they did not have Elysian chests have armor, and I know a lot of people were upset by that for sure. It was No Man's Anthem. They aimed so high they couldn't make it. Well, I mean, yes, that is true for sure. But I mean, I think No Man's Sky is making a pretty good comeback from what I understand. It's doing pretty well. 3 legendary, GM3 Heart of Rage run. Nice. Are you guys running stuff right now? Yeah, look at you guys in there running stuff. What did Raw do here? What you put in here, Raw? Oh yeah, so they took away all this stuff. They really cut out all this stuff. Right, yes, that's the way they actually used to look. You're completely right. But now it just looks like this, right? The free play event, new missions and rewards, when it used to look like this. Screenshot before they changed it. Oh, raw. Sassy. I like it. Yeah, Shaper Surge, free play event. Yeah, there used to be so much more that they were saying that was coming. Legendary Missions Phase 2, the Sunken Weekly Stronghold Challenge, Guilds Leaderboard. So this is all the stuff in April that we didn't get, right? We didn't get the Legendary Missions, the Weekly Stronghold Challenges, Guilds Leaderboards, replay event. That's very interesting that you would do that, Raw. I like that. I like that. Yeah, it really shows how bare bones this looks now, right? Maybe we go back into this. Extremely bare bones. Mr. Avalor. No Man's Sky is an example of a rocky start in duration, followed by tremendous results. If Hello Games can turn that game into a good piece of work, Anthem will be a masterpiece. I hope so. I hope so, Avalor. This is what we're hoping for. That they can really turn around, do the No Man's Sky. But you're right. Yeah, I mean, Hello. You know, the difference between Hello Games and EA are huge, right? I mean, Hello Games and EA, there's no comparison. So if Hello Games can do it, and they're not even near the entity that EA is and Bioware are, then there's really there's no reason that Anthem cannot come and make a huge comeback. That's actually a very good point, Avalor. Thanks for contributing that. I really appreciate it. Completely agree with you. But yeah, Raw. Jeez, it's so bare bones now. What else do we have here in the Reddit? Has anybody seen the Reddit? There we go. Without the salt, low sodium without the salt. This is the one that I come to most of the time. Small tip on the sunken self boss fight. Your thrusters cool down when you're near the water well. Ooh. Best place to hide and shoot is behind the pillar above. Combine the two above, hide behind the pillars, cool down your thruster. When it's getting heated too much, doing so will flow you indefinitely. Nice. So it's like an infinite float. Wow, I didn't know about that. That's crazy. I wonder if they have the nerve to cry by low drop rates, aka don't be those guys, don't skip mobs. Mobs drop loot. That's right. Everybody asking about loot. Need a little burst of content quickly. I agree. Adding masterwork and legendary abilities might not be enough for some people to continue playing. Adding extremely small expansion for the summer could get some player base back. I agree. Yeah, if they're not going to do cataclysms in June or in May, sorry, and move them to June, then we need something for May. We're looking to play. Yeah, see, then the difference between this Reddit and this one here is huge, right? I mean, we're talking like 180,000 people difference. Most of this is actually the best that I've seen the Anthem Reddit in quite some time. I mean, obviously you still have all the bad posts and stuff, but this is the best I've seen it in some time. Does anyone else have issues with the auto controls? I can change volume sliders as much as I like, but the volume doesn't change. Do you need to restart something? I don't think on a volume change. I don't think you need to on a volume change. I don't think so. I wouldn't think that you would have to restart on a volume change. On a graphics change, yes, but not volume. JavelinStats.com. Ooh, has anybody seen this? JavelinStats.com. JavelinStats.com. Look at this. So this is a stats. So this is a stats page. This is a stats page. This is basically what we need in game. This is very, very cool. JavelinStats.com update. Let's go to this. Javelin-stats.com. Yeah, you manually input your weapons and stats on weapons and it populates. Damn, so this is manually doing what we want in game. This is crazy. Okay, so let's like Ranger. Oh my god. So like if you put in, okay. Use add weapon button to create inventory. Bonus gear support. Okay, add weapon. Add weapon, Defender 38, scope. So okay, so if I have my Router's Blaze, and then I have all of my okay, so this is let's click add weapon. Okay, yeah. So this is obviously very, very manual. This is very, very tedious, and you would have to have every single thing here with you, or like know exactly what you have. This. It's like ultimate damage. Say 200. Submit. That is very, very cool. Yeah, well, yeah, because it's all manual, right? So super, super tedious. But this is exactly what we need in the game right now. Wow. I actually really like that. All right, y'all. Is there anything else that anybody here wanted to discuss or talk about? Again, this is a very open, just chatting type of episode. Please make your concerns known in the chat. What you want to talk about. I've voiced some of my concerns here with the game so far. I've also voiced some positive stuff too that I think they're getting right. I've said this right since the start of the month. Um, that May has to be huge. Max Middleton, when do you think Anthem will be fixed? I loved Anthem, but it was a disappointment. I think that's a tough question. When will it be fixed? Right? It's a live service game, so there's always going to be improvements and new things come in. So with a live service game, it'll never be fixed, right? And it also, okay, so you like the loot, okay. So I think loot is going to be a priority for them. I just don't know what that timeline looks like. But we know for a fact there, Max, that that they did put up some job postings for people to work on the loot. So in terms of like, are you talking like legendary drops or like more loot in general, adding more stuff? No, Hunter, it has not. No, connection and pilot data error I know are still happening. I had actually last night connection error, and I still get pilot data error too. And so those are two things definitely for sure that need to be addressed. That I don't think should be a problem anymore. I mean, they were supposed to get rid of pilot data error like 2 patches ago. Highest tier javelin customization material. Highest tier, like the highest cost Avalor. The highest cost material. Different gear, cool stats on your guns and gear. Yeah, again, I think the loot system to do that kind of stuff needs a complete overhaul. Oh, okay. So like what I think is the best. For me, I like the medals. I like the medals personally. The dragon scales with the metal finishes is what I've been rocking on my ranger. So I've been rocking dragon scales with the brass finish on my ranger for some time. So I really like. Yeah, I like the metal finishes. Though my Colossus right now does have plastic. I believe it's like a clean plastic look with the new iridescent paint, and my Colossus looks dope. My Colossus looks really good. Metal and rubber scales. Interesting. I'll have to try that out. Yeah, Max for me, I think the loot system to be a little bit more customizable does need a complete overhaul. For sure. Hey y'all, anything else at all that you guys want to talk about? I know Hunter was asking about connection issues. Yeah, we're still dealing with some of those, unfortunately, which really kind of sucks, but hopefully we'll get those sorted in time. Content, I mean, we all know we want new content in the game for sure. It's just a matter of when. Communication needs to be better. I don't know what else we could really talk about. If anybody wants to bring anything else up, for sure. I would like the color picker to be a little bit more user friendly when painting Jav's custom colors. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, picking the colors, and actually, I don't think the color palette is enough. I don't think there's enough colors to choose from either. That is something that they could definitely add. That I think would be a big help. Oh, one last question, Mr. Avalor. Are you aware your following count is currently 69 and you do not have any intention to change it? Your following count is currently 69 and do you have any intention to change it? What do you mean my following count? What are you talking about? And if it is on 69, no, I have zero intention to change it. Zero. Streamers you follow. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know. Unless there's somebody interesting. Unless there's somebody interesting that comes along, maybe. But it's gonna be hard to break the 69. It's gonna be hard. Should they move on from a different engine? I think they should, but I don't think they will. I think the engine that they're on now is the house engine. It's the engine that the game's been built on, and changing the engine would require a complete overhaul of the game, right? So I don't think they're moving on from this engine, because that would mean again a complete overhaul of the game, and I don't feel that that is in the cards right now or something that they want to do. Those of you are following 69, eh? Well then, the Anthem platform is also the platform for DA4. Yes, it is. Yeah. So I think, I think this engine is here to stay. As many of the gripes that we've heard about it, I think it's here to stay for sure. Unfortunately. Yeah, we are stuck. Yeah, I think we're stuck with Frostbite for sure. Yep. Because again, I think it's just the in-house engine. It's the preferred engine for these types of games. So yeah, because I think the Frostbite engine caused a lot of problems for people, right? In terms of like the optimization of the game. Some people with lower PCs, that kind of thing, had some issues with it. I mean, I know when I was single PC streaming still, I had a lot of problems with it. I was watching a stream with actual devs on it, and they thought Frostbite was the correct choice. Interesting. Why? What made them think that, Tally? What was some of the reasoning for that? They said it was the most powerful and most customizable. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, so if it's the most customizable, then I guess it's good for a game like this. Yeah, I had to build a whole new PC just to be able to play it, but no regrets. Yeah. Yeah, once I moved to the second stream PC and I've been running the game on my dedicated gaming PC, it's been night and day. Night and day for sure. They'll turn up to the task, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I mean, like the scope of the game that they wanted to make in the first place, it was actually probably smart for them to choose Frostbite. But again, there's so many problems that we know about, right? I mean, none of us work with Frostbite on a daily basis, so none of us actually know the actual struggles that they go through with Frostbite. But from what we understand, it's very difficult to work with. Yeah, even if they're much easier to use, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. All right, y'all. If there is no more questions and no more discussion topics, we can move on from the chatting part of the stream here, and we can move on to some gameplay. Last chance for any questions or discussion topics from you guys. Running the talk show portion here for a little over an hour, so if there's anything else you guys want to talk about or bring up, please bring it up in the chat now. If not, we can move on to gameplay session, and we can continue just some random chats and that kind of stuff as we roll some gameplay. My day's been fantastic, Abby. How's yours? Thank you for stopping in, man. I really appreciate you. Had a great day. Good Mother's Day. We took care of Savage Wifey today. I made her breakfast. We went out to her parents' house today for little Savage to play out there. I picked some fiddleheads today. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter or on the Discord. I found some fiddleheads on my my mother and father-in-law's property today. We came home. Had some pizza for dinner per request of Savage Wifey for her Mother's Day meal. So some wood fire pizza from one of the best wood fire pizza places in our city. So that was her request for dinner for Mother's Day. So got a little present, a little new Pandora stuff for her. So it was a good day overall. All right, y'all. I am seeing nothing in the chat. Hey, Beast Mode and Hunter, thank you for those channel follows, guys. I really appreciate it. That's all that matters. Cheers. All right. If there is no more discussion topics, we will end the talk show portion of the broadcast here and move on to some gameplay.